Welcome to another episode of All the Good Stuff. So, anyway, so Kaiju isn't able to show himself, just camera stuff, so no worries about that. But thank you for coming. Yes, Rumble Studios decided to do a kaput on. Dang it. So, Rumble Studios decided to do a kaput. It gave me a 500 server issue on the Rumble side, but it was working perfectly fine on YouTube. Imagine that. So yeah, they still have a long way to go to get better. But anyway, thank you for being here, guys. I know not an open video or whatever, but at the end of it, I was not going to waste everyone's time uh, to get here. So whatever, get your stuff together, Rumble Studios, please, please, please. Anyway, you're not here for just me. You're here for Kaiju. Go ahead and say hello, Kaiju, so they can hear you.
Hey everyone, Kaiju here with the great Daramouthe. Did I say
there,
his name right?
there, Moose.
Daramouthe?
Yes, like
Okay.
vermouth, but Daramouthe. Yep, yep.
Okay, got it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. No, thank you for coming on. It's always a thing where you're taking a risk of, you know, doing something you probably out of your comfort zone or all this other stuff. So, thank you for taking the chance because it's still a issue of just trying to get people on. It's us there are like 3 or 4 I'm still waiting on for a date. Don't know if I'll get a date from them or not because later in the month and all that stuff. But no, yeah, thank you for taking the chance because a lot of people would be like, oh, well, whatever, And I'm trying to get more non-creators, but at this point I'll take whoever will, take the opportunity. Of course, not like the mean people or whatever, but just people who want to have a conversation because. Like with Jack yesterday and Cool Frog, there's all assortment of perspectives in this world, and um, and to kind of break out of our own um, bubble, I guess you could say, or whatever you want to call it. We kind of need to kind of take those steps of uncomfortability. I mean, I'm kind of in a comfortable space. It's not that bad, but it's still talking to a stranger across the way. It's like, oh, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. stuff like that. So, but yeah, no, but thank you for taking that chance because it's going to be a busy month, but I still have some days open, so we'll see if they answer the way or not. But anyway, so your name, what about it?
Yeah, so the reason why I chose Kaiju is because I love playing Monster Hunter, right? It's my favorite
Oh
game
yeah.
of all time. For people who don't know what Monster Hunter is basically think of Dark Souls, but more Japanese in a way. It's really awesome. You get to fight dragons, wyverns, like different type of creatures, and yeah, it's pretty big in Japan. So I was like, you know what? It's like type of kaiju, right? So I'm like, let me go and take that name. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I also do love Godzilla though, so I'm a
Oh yeah.
big Godzilla fan.
Oh yeah, yeah. Godzilla. I think the first Godzilla movie I ever saw was one of the old ones. It was one of the Showa one actually. It was the Godzilla versus Megalon or Mega something. But anyway, it was the first one that starred Jet Jaguar.
Oh,
Jet Two Jaguar. And so, and they never showed him again after that fact. I think there's been like, I think the only time they've ever brought Jet Jaguar back was probably for um, Godzilla Singularity Point, which was an animated version, not a, yeah.
yeah.
So
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I did see the anime series, but I kind of stopped like at the episode because it was kind of weird. Just the art form, I was like, nah, it's like set in a different universe. And I was like, nah, that's not my cup of tea.
Well, it does have CGI, granted, but it has a very convoluted existential point to it, right? Like, because it does bring back some like old stuff from like it's a different Godzilla form or he's the leveling form like Shin Godzilla, and it's these different elements that are from previous past, different monsters from previous past, or within the Godzilla universe. But it's this very I don't know, 4D futuristic time travel sort of thing. It gets very convoluted, to be honest. But yeah, it's sort of a weird thing. And I mean, I watched the whole entirety of it, and I thought it was okay. But yeah, it was one of those. It was one of those Godzilla things.
I will say I did watch the not the anime. Yeah, it was an animated series, but it was Godzilla. What's that one? Where they like the humans escape Earth because Godzilla is like
Oh,
wrecking everybody.
I think it was like Godzilla Earth or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, it was that one, and I watched both of the movies. It was pretty good. I like the story. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I never saw that one, but it's like I think that's like the biggest Godzilla that's ever been had, because he's like, he's so ginormous and all that stuff. Because I saw like people do like, through the years, like the different sizes, like Godzilla, he's growing, he's going down, he's shrinking or whatever, and it's just all this stuff, just all this different Godzilla stuff. I'm like, I'm just here to watch the big guy take down somebody. I mean, come on. I'm not that big of a fan, but I mean, because of course it comes to like the MonsterVerse stuff, right? Oh, hey, Dap Killer, thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give the like a touch or whatever, because I know. So, but anyway, getting back to that later. So, what do you think about the MonsterVerse, Godzilla, and all that?
It's actually pretty good. I really love it. I like the fact that they're bringing in like new type of monsters like the
Right.
Muto. At first, I was like, I don't know, I've never seen this one before, but it actually worked out pretty well. I want to go see it in theaters the day it came out. So I bought tickets. I went in, and it was just amazing. Like they did a really good job with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was a little worried because sometimes Hollywood nowadays they tend to like mess everything up a little bit. The
Mm-hmm.
whole woke stuff and gender bending or race bending stuff like that. But it was actually pretty good. I really really loved it. I will say this though, they messed up on the breath at the very end. When the Godzilla like breathed breath into the Muto.
Oh, the Mudo, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it
Don't get me
was.
wrong. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It was pretty awesome, but the flames are just like it was like the actual beam. You know what I mean? It was like fire, and I was
It
like,
was. It was sort of like if you've ever seen the what was it, the plasma torches that they have, that we have. It was sort of like that sort of flame. Like it was just a very straight, focused flame. And of course, throughout the Godzilla history, it's something. It's an energy beam. It's all this different stuff. So it changes throughout the Godzilla history. But for me, yeah, I can understand. I think it was the color. The color was the one thing because it was a white beam, and usually it's a blue beam or whatever. And of course, they complained about the Godzilla X Kong one, but for me, it's just like I kind of my thing was with the first Godzilla, right? The 2014 one, is the Bryan Cranston part. Like they built him up in the trailers like he was going to be the main person, because I mean he had a lot. He lost his wife in the accident and all this stuff. I mean it's been 10 years. So I'm going to talk about it. So that's happened. But the thing of it was is that he just ended up being killed off like in the first second. I'm like, what? You're killing off this guy you treated like you treated as the main character? What?
oh yeah, he got he got thrown off, and I was like, bro, really?
And it's just like and it's just like you were showing these trailers, you were showing him at the beginning of this movie that he was going to be part of the whole thing, and now at a certain point you're just like, he's not that important. Because I mean from when Bryan Cranston was on, he was in it. Bryan Cranston was in it. You could feel his acting when his wife was lost. He did, and after the fact, and when he was trying to find the source of the stuff for this, and he found where the place where the Mutos was, and he was obsessed, driven, all this stuff, and then they decided to, nope, you're gone. Come on, Bryan Cranston was worth it.
It was he was like acting his ass off. It was nice. And then when like he just like when that crane hit and he fell, I was like, oh no, I don't think he's gonna make it. Then they put him in a helicopter and I was like, oh, he's gonna make it. And he just like passes away. And I'm like, oh great, now we got what? Quicksilver here? Nah, I'm joking. I love that guy, but
Well, I will say this: they sort of did redeem themselves with Ken Watanabe, right? You know, the Sarazawa character, which we go back to like the first Godzilla, but it didn't take away from the fact that they killed off Bryan Cranston when he could have gone through the whole movie, right? Like his son, like Jonathan, what was this, Taylor Johnson or whatever his name is. He was okay, but he wasn't. He wasn't Bryan Cranston. It just didn't work that way. Nothing against his acting. He's been in other movies. It's been fine, like Kick Ass, whatever. But the thing of it is, right, is that um he just it just yeah, it just wasn't there compared to Bryan Cranston. It's like, could you just like let him be the one? Take him, leave the chosen one.
yeah, a lot of people have said that. And I was like, yeah, I can see your point. Like I said, overall it was good. Like Godzilla versus Kong, the new one, I haven't seen it yet, but I did see the Kong versus Mechagodzilla versus Kong and Godzilla. It was pretty good. I love the I love the action. They focus more on the monsters instead of
The
the
humans.
humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, for once.
And well, that was the issue with the first one, right? The first 2014 was like not enough Godzilla, and I was like, okay, all right. And then I think it was I can't. I think it was King Kong of Skull Island was after that, and then I think after that was Godzilla King of Monsters, right? Godzilla King of Monsters was the second one, or the second Godzilla movie, and the story for that one is like it was all right, but the mom in that story was just like it was just like her reason for doing this was so dumb, like yeah, it was just dumb. It was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the futuristic stuff, all the vehicles and all that, it's a world where Godzilla exists. I mean, you're just gonna have to take it with that as is. But her reasoning of why she wanted to wake up the Titans and all that stuff, it was just like, I don't blame the actress. I blame the writing. It was just like it was bad writing at that
Yeah.
point. It felt like she was given a reason of like, this is good enough. They'll accept it. And I'm like, what? This is like Greenpeace on crack sort of thing. It's just like, why? Why would you have her do that? And so, but she did kind of redeem herself at the end, but it wasn't much of a redeem because she really wasn't much of a character to begin with. So it's sort of like, I mean, I did like her line saying, here comes the king or whatever it is, like, Godzilla behind Ghidorah, but it was just like she was wasted from the get go. I mean, after no, after the attack and they were in with the Charles Dance stuff, because Charles Dance was his presence was fine. Um, but her reasoning at once that point hit was just like, you could just end her now already and we could have the movie over with. You wouldn't go that far, but whatever. So yeah, so that was my issue with that one. I still enjoyed it. It's just yeah. Um, and then I believe, what was it? I believe that Godzilla versus Kong was after that one, and that
Hmm.
was some time. And I was fine with that, right? Like there's, you know, they had the Gia stuff, you had the Kong stuff, and all that, and just the battles alone between Godzilla and King Kong were worth it. Were really worth it. They did less of the people, even though there were some touching moments. But for a Godzilla movie, you kind of have to suspend disbelief. I know there's some probably Godzilla films out there that are, masterpieces in their own right, but they can't explain the rest of the Godzilla movies, right? Like, forget the Showa era. You had like, what was it, the Millennium, right? Like Godzilla Final Wars. Like that thing
Hmm.
was just a acid trip waiting to happen. It was
I
like, yeah,
I've seen most of them, so I know what you're talking about. That was an action trip. I was like, what? It
yeah.
was still good though. I love
Yeah.
it.
It was just eye candy. It's basic eye candy. I mean, Godzilla, and there are some that try to tell a story, obviously, like I think Godzilla Singular Point did, but it just gets lost in either the gobbledygook of the scientific faction, which kind of it did for Godzilla SP, but I still enjoyed the animation. They had the one song Alupa Alupa, which is the song that plays in the background. It's sort of the delivering the message sort of thing, but you don't really. They keep you guessing until the end, and that's when you figure out, oh, so this is what it means. It was a bit convoluted, but it's I still enjoyed it. Um, but I haven't seen the other Godzilla animation, so I can't really speak more upon that. But yeah, it's just not all of Godzilla is great, but it just depends on the person, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I know like the Toho ones and like
Mm,
even like the recent one, singular one or minus one.
mm,
Because Japan like they do their own thing, right? It's amazing. Don't get me wrong, but they
mm,
focus more on like the scientific stuff and stuff like that. Whereas over here, they kind of focus a little bit more on the human and the monsters. Don't get me wrong; they're amazing. I love them, but that's just a difference between them. I remember I was watching. I think it was Final Wars, and they were like on about scientific stuff, and I
yeah.
was like, oh, I just want to see the monsters already. Don't keep me guessing, man.
Well, and the thing of it was is that uh, for Godzilla minus one, I was like, oh, so they're going to do retelling of the 1954 one, right? That was the first one
Mhm,
of the Godzilla films. I was like, oh, so it'd be like a retelling, and it was great. Don't get me wrong, but when they got to the point of like putting him down and then pulling him up, I was like, whoa, 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 wait, where's the oxygen destroyer? Because that's what destroyed Godzilla in the first place was the oxygen destroyer. I'm
mhm.
like, wait a second, what? What? This is talking about Freon or whatever it was. I'm like, you, you have a monster that's not real to begin with, even no matter what the nuclear stuff, and you're saying you can't have an oxygen destroyer? And then it was like, where's Sarazawa? Where
Yeah,
it still won an Emmy, so I mean it still was worth its salt. But it's like where is the stuff from the original one? Is it not supposed to be based off the original Godzilla, or is this supposed to be its own thing? Because it was good. Some of the Japanese acting was kind of overdone, but that's kind of their thing, like the overreacting and all that stuff. So I don't blame them. But there was it was like a um
kind of
what
like a
again?
retelling, right? Retelling of it.
I wouldn't really call it a retelling because retelling would still use elements from the first movie, which I thought it was
Mm,
based going to be based on, but it didn't really have much of that. It just had human beings trying to defeat a monster made by nuclear stuff, and I'm like, whoa, wait a second. First of all, more than likely that would never actually happen. First off, so you could get away with scientific-y things, right? Like they did with in the what was it, the Godzilla versus Godzilla King of the Monsters, where they did drop the oxygen destroyer, which damaged Godzilla more than it did Ghidorah.
mhm.
But in this one, it was sort of like we got to do all this human stuff. I'm like, okay, great, but I'm here for Godzilla. Like, don't get me wrong. The first one was about the horror of the war, which Godzilla is based off. He
Mhm.
is based off of the horror of atomic energy, or the atomic energy used in weaponry, right?
Yeah,
Not like energy as in sort of like powering houses and stuff, but like for weaponry.
yeah. I
And so
heard.
you go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. No, no.
No,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
and so you have this story being told of that, but still they use an oxygen destroyer, which they called in the first movie. It's like, so they're going a bit more science fictiony, right? They're going a bit more science fiction in the first movie, but this one they're like, no, we got to keep it all ground level. It's just like, what? If the first one didn't do it, why would you? Again, it's still won an Emmy, so I'm not going to complain too much. But I give it like a 7 or 8. Because there were the moments, there was the moment at the end, and there were a few moments here and there, but it was sort of like, it's Japanese acting, it's overacting, and all this other stuff. There were a few moments here and there, but yeah, I'd give it about. I'd go as far as an 8. I'd give it an 8, but no more. I
But
just
I haven't seen the minus one yet. I did see little pieces of it. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna lie, they actually made that Godzilla terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was creepy. I was like, I don't think I want to fight that in real life. I might run.
Go, go, go. But
Yeah.
it's like it's like, how would you react if Godzilla was actually existent, right? Like in the 1950s, after all this stuff. It was like, well, I mean, you'd bomb the heck out of it, obviously. And the news of it, I mean, television and stuff wasn't like it is now back in the day. Spoilers, I haven't seen it. No, no spoilers. No, I'm not gonna go too far on it. Sorry, bad. I'm not gonna go too far on it. Um, but it was like, it just felt like, to me, it's like Godzilla is in the realm of the unreal right off the bat. It's a lesson in the dangers of atomic energy used in weaponry. Again, at the atomic bombs, Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
Hmm.
But you kind of are going into a science fiction place when you put Godzilla on the screen. It's just what it is. There's no way, science fact, that there would be an actual Godzilla. Otherwise, it'd be a lot of nuclear energy going around. Be a lot of nuclear energy. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. It was great for some parts, not great for some others, and whatever. It still won an Emmy. People laughed, people cheered, people cried. It's all good. So, but what was the last Godzilla movie you saw, per se?
It was Godzilla versus Kong, the one with God Mecha Godzilla. That's the last one I
Nice.
saw. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I know people like the old Mecha Godzilla, but this was a pretty cool one. The one they did.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was badass. Like even I was surprised. I was like, man, I want to see it. Like I wonder how it's gonna look like. It looked amazing. Don't get me wrong. The other one is amazing too, but this one's more like modern, and it actually did work with like the whole like context of
Yeah,
being more advanced stuff like that. It was pretty fun at the very end when Kong and Godzilla looked at each other, and then he just like walked away.
yeah,
Like they're like, now no more beef. We're good. I'm too tired. Let's move on.
yeah, yeah. Because again, this would almost be like, Godzilla versus King Ghidorah too, right? Because they used two of the heads for this. One in the machine and one being used to telecommunicate. So yeah, it's Godzilla versus Kong. I enjoyed it immensely. I just liked it because the Mecha Godzilla was more flexible, right? Like the
Mhm.
other Mecha Godzilla could not be as flexible as this one, but you could just see him slash Godzilla. It was making Godzilla into a pummel.
Oh yeah.
Slapping Godzilla around like it was getting ready for breakfast. Like, you get out of my way. Psh. Um,
Yeah, he wasn't stiff as a board. Like the old one, he just stiff as a board. This one was just like wailing on him, like doing all these
yeah,
crazy things. I was like, man, I didn't even know you could do that.
yeah. It did like high jump kicks. It shot missiles at him. It was just boom, boom, boom. And of course, yes, you still have the human issue, and there were some pieces where it's like, at the end, where they were trying to shut it down, and all you had to do was just pour liquid onto the consoles. Like, why didn't you already do that already? You could have solved all your problems. This movie could have been done like 30 minutes ago.
For real.
Uh, but I did like the point. I did like the fight between Godzilla and Kong, because there was one point where Godzilla got a hit on Kong, and you could see him have an emotion reaction, right? Like, you saw Godzilla smile for a bit, and I was like, ha, 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 yeah, oh yeah, it's serious. And yeah, it was fun, but there were some bits and pieces, but not as bad as Godzilla King of the Monsters. Um, so yeah, I really did enjoy that one. I enjoyed that Mega Godzilla. Mega Godzilla and the old ones, it's great, but it's very, like you said, it's very stiff.
Mhm.
It can do these certain things, but it's very caught in its motion. While the Mega Godzilla of, Godzilla versus Kong, it was flexible. It could do high, like, knee jump kicks. It was firing off missiles. Like, it was just, and plus it had the connection between, King Ghidorah and stuff. So you have that too. But yeah, it's the Godzilla MonsterVerse is not is it has stringing connections, but it's not set in stone sort of connections, right? Because you had what was it? The girl and the dad kind of come over from King of Monsters, and then you had the no, I think that was pretty much it. I think it was those two. Uh, Sarah Zawa, no, no, that's right. Sarah Zawa's assistant, who
Mhm.
was came over as well, but she died within like the first act. I was like, no, it was first act or the second act?
It was
She was
King of the wait. She died in King of the Monsters, and Sawazawa died. Wait,
no, it's
no,
the other way around.
yeah,
Sarah
yeah.
died in King of the Monsters, but she died in Godzilla versus no.
No, she. I think she. No, she died in the beginning of King of Monsters, and then Sawazawa was like, "Oh, let me go ahead and sacrifice myself to help
Oh
Godzilla out."
no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, no,
Hmm.
you're correct. She was because they were at the ice Antarctica, and she died during that attack, and then he was kind of by himself at that point. So no, you are right. I thought it was separately, but yeah, yeah. They've had some crossover, like a thinly veiled timeline, but it's very there's no um there's no like stringent thing because I don't think I've ever seen Aaron Taylor Johnson come back or Elizabeth Olsen come back or whatever. Just Ken Watanabe kind of stringed along through those arenas. So it was still fun to watch, though. Still fun to watch.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know that Call of Duty Modern Warfare had the Kong versus Godzilla crossover.
Really.
Yeah, I did buy the suit for Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice. I like the outfit and everything. The only problem I have with Call of Duty at the
Mm-hmm.
moment is the fact that when Warzone 2.0 came out, you
Yeah.
couldn't transfer your like your items, like the cosmetic items from Warzone 1 to the
Mm-hmm.
second one. So when I bought it, right, I was like, "Oh yeah, I know I could transfer it over." No, I wasn't able to do that. I lost everything and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to buy anything anymore from Call of Duty."
Jeez. Yeah, that sucks. But then again, it's sort of like it kind of goes with the territory because they can make up the rules as they go. When you're the rule maker, you can make up the rules as you go, and everyone else to some degree gets like thrown to the side. So, I haven't played COD. I'm not that type of player, but I have seen other people play it, like gaming and stuff. That's what majority of people like gamers at least make content on. So, but yeah, so what? So you do your own stuff, right? On
Mhm.
your own end, because I have your links in the description as well. So, what do you just play games? What games have you played so far, or that you remember?
Yeah, so I'm a variety streamer, so I'll play both PC and mobile games.
Hmm.
Right now I've actually recently was playing Ark Survival Ascended.
Nice.
Uh yeah, for all those who don't know, it's just basically you're kind of in the wilderness, surviving, hunting, kind of survivalish, but you get to like tame dinosaurs and like dragons. Pretty fun. I love it. I do have the older one and the new one.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought the new one was gonna break my PC because it was like heavy on the graphics, but luckily my PC didn't explode.
Oh man, I can't tell you the many times because I've built my own PC, from the ground up. Obviously, I use I think it's my PC. Oh, I better check it. Is it my my PC part size span? Yes, PC part picker is what it's called. I use that because it has a compatibility filter, and so when you pick an item, it picks other items or it contains items within that same realm. So it filters to make sure it's compatible with the item you've picked, like a motherboard or a CPU. Um, so yeah, I think making your own can be a lot cheaper. It's just the graphics cards. So the graphics cards, the OS. Obviously, the OS is just crazy, crazy expensive. OS. graphics cards, and maybe the CPU, depending on what you want to do. But other than that, everything else is like it can be below $100 depending on. So, but what about you? Do you have you built your own computer, or if you just bought from like a store or whatever?
I actually the first PC I had, I bought it from this guy who builds on PC. I got
Nice.
it for like $600. A little, cheap PC starting out with. It was pretty good.
Mm.
But I did mess it up.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was trying to. I had like a. I think I had like a PS4 at the time, and I
Yeah.
was trying to use like a capture card. I bought a capture card, right? It got to a 4K capture card,
Ooh.
and I didn't realize that my motherboard wasn't compatible with it. So when I was trying to put it in, right, I put
Mm.
it in and everything, and I turned it on, and it wasn't compatible. Like I think something with like the motherboard itself, like it was like the things weren't like, compatible.
Yeah.
Yeah, long story short, I fried it. I smelled like smoke, and I was like, I think somebody's cooking. Then I was like, it smells like smoke. So I checked, it was like on fire.
Ugh, that's awful. I've been lucky enough not to have that happen, but when I got what was it? I think I got a Ryzen 7. Either it was a Ryzen 5 or a Ryzen 7 CPU because I do AMD instead of Intel.
Mhm.
I couldn't have Windows 7, so I had to upgrade my OS to like Windows 10, and it was everything went well, but it was still just like it was still costly. It was still so costly, and um, but yeah, I've once I had help with my first one. There used to be a computer place where I live. Now it's not there. It's been there for ages. It died off like a few years after that. I never went back before. But so yeah, it's just like you kind of have to use what you have. But I always use PCPartPicker.com because of that compatibility filter, because it's helpful. It really is. Especially I'm not that deep into the data on the pieces and whatnot. So I'm just get pieces that work together. Boom, done. We're good. I just want it to work, please.
Oh
Oh
man,
goodness.
I still have the case from my old PC. I took everything apart. I know I'm tech savvy. Like I did coding when I was in high school. I know
Mm,
HTML5 and stuff like that. I'm learning Python at the moment, but I was like, let me try to build my own PC. So I bought the parts, right?
mm,
And I built it. It works amazing, But I did mess up because like I bought my parts on Amazon, right?
uh-huh.
So sometimes it does let you know what's compatible, and I was just making sure and everything. But I bought like this cheap C drive, the little
Mm,
stick for the
yeah.
iOS.
Right.
I bought that one, right? And like literally within 3 months, it like got corrupted. So
Jeez.
yeah, so I had to buy a new C drive, and then I actually had to buy another Windows key, and that
Mm,
was like another extra like $200. I was like, bro, I was like, why did you break on me? Luckily, nothing else broke,
mm,
but it was just I was like, man, I was really bummed out. So I bought like two C drives just in
mm.
case, and I backed up all my files into that one and my OS as well. So
Nice.
yeah,
Because
so
no, go ahead.
oh yeah, I'm actually running AMD Ryzen as well with the AMD graphics card. It's called Red Devil.
Oh
It's pretty
wow.
good. Yeah, it's huge though. It's like a big graphics card. So yeah, I
Jeez.
had to like keep it up with something.
What Ryzen?
It's Ryzen 7, and my graphics card is AMD Dare. Was it Devil? Yeah, it's Devil. It's like
Mm,
there's two versions. I got the first one. It was pretty cheap, so I got that one. Later down the road, I'm gonna upgrade to the actual other new Devil, but it's pretty good. Um, but it's just the graphics card. It's huge. Like it has three fans, not two like the other ones.
right. I have. I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to pull up my stats. Um. Um. There we go. So these are my stats right here. I have a Ryzen 7.
Ooh.
I have 32 dual channel. I can't remember if it's Corsair or whatever. Micro motherboard is a star B450 Bazooka. Graphics is a RX 580 series. And I have two SSD and two HDD storages. So yeah, but yeah, that's my, and of course Windows 11, of course, but that was free.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the my first Windows was free. The
Mm,
second one, that's where I had to pay for it.
yeah, I was grateful that you could update Windows 11 for free once you had Windows 10. Um, but yeah, it's been a fun thing. Hey, Cool Frog, nice to see you here, my dude.
What up,
Uh,
Cool Frog?
and nice, thank you for coming on that one day. Yeah, after all that mess, oh Lord, it was a long day. But yeah, it's just I still kind of I'm glad I was able to put my own PC together because it's a lot cheaper. You go for the store bought
Mhm.
ones like Best Buy, forget it. Those things cost close to $2,000, and you're not getting your money's worth anyway.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's true. Hmm.
mm, and I'm just like, so, but yeah, I'm glad I was able to buy parts because majority of the parts I bought are through Amazon. You can buy parts to Newegg and whatever, but usually a PC part picker will show you where some of the parts where they're cheaper than others, and more times than not, Amazon is the cheapest place you'll get them.
Yeah, I got. I think it was. Yeah, the Red Devil was actually on sale that time. It was like I want to say like 75% off, almost 50.
Nice.
And I was like, oh,
Uh,
I'm going to go ahead and take it. It works for me. It's really well. Like I had no problems with it so far.
yeah, I got a what was that? I went to Best Buy one day and they had this sign next to like a Corsair Power PSU, right? And when I was like, hey, this thing is right there. It's still that price, whatever. And they're like, ooh, we forgot to remove that. I'm like, well, I'm gonna buy it now. Oh wait, I know. I think it was I wanted to get it, and I just wanted to make sure whatever. And then I got it, and it was like at a special deal price. And they're like, oh, we forgot to take that away. And I was like, got it now.
You're right.
It was the only one left though, but still, I was like, yes. So yeah, always if they leave the sign up and it's at a special discount. Oh, thank you. Oh, because look what you said in your description. Oh, well, thank you for that. I try. Not all the descriptions are not all my descriptions are the best, but um like with when I'm trying to remind people for the time thing, it's like I have to kind of come up with stuff just like, hey, we're gonna be on soon. And then when I get closer, I'm just like, oh, it's this many hours till or whatever. I'm just like, but thank you for that. Yeah, I'm trying to. So, um, we'll wait till the hour time comes up. But yeah, I'm grateful that I was able to build my own PC. It still is expensive, but I'd rather build my own PC than rely on already pre-built. Now is one thing though. I did see a PC where it had like an LED screen on the side. Like it would show the stuff off or whatever. I'm like, that would be really cool to have, but it'd probably cost a lot. So, but hold on. I don't need someone talking over my stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah, there's some neighbor over there. But yeah, I enjoy doing it. Again, I am not tax heavy. I did try to do Code Academy one time, and I probably got like through a few days, and I was like, I'm done. No more. No. I was just trying to learn like basic. I was like basic JavaScript, and the funny thing was, I did learn something from it though. It's like they were trying. There was a section for like doing polling or whatever, and it was like, so we can't ever have a what is it? We can't ever have a national polling because it'd be impossible. It'd be nigh impossible to have a national polling. Hey, General Modality, miss being able to go to the store and pick up parts. Me too. There's Me too. Right. It'd be nice to go to a store where it's not so stinking expensive, but the only place near me is a Best Buy, and I'm like, come on. And these prices are always so expensive. They're always the name brand ones, and it's just like It's ridiculous. There are some places to go, but you have to go to like micro centers or something like that.
Hmm.
But it's still just so expensive, and they're so far. Those places are so far away, and I just can't like. Oh
Yeah.
man.
For me, there's like a I know there's Best Buy around, but like if I go to like an actual city, because I live in Texas, right? I live in
Nice,
Texas. Yeah,
nice.
it's really amazing. I just hate the heat. It sucks. Really, it's bad. Yeah, I hate it so
Yeah,
much. But when I go to the city, I'm able to like go to like different places for PC parts. So I guess I'm blessed
nice,
for that. But yeah, I usually had to go to Best Buy and look at the PCs right there, and I was like, I don't think these are good. So luckily, I built my own PC too. So yeah, it just
nice.
took me like almost a whole day.
Yeah, you're funny enough. You're like a few of the people I've talked to from Texas, so it's pretty interesting. I think the furthest I've ever gotten is Australia. So
Australia, dang, that's
yeah,
awesome.
Alpha Zero Gaming is the one I had on. I was on also someone else's that's Australian, but I was trying to get him on, but he's got his own thing, and I'm not. I don't want to be annoying to him, so I'll try again another time. But yeah, Australia is probably the farthest I've gotten. Um, but yeah, it's just it would be so nice if there were stores close by I could go to and buy parts instead of going to Amazon because in essence, I'd have to subscribe to Prime in order to get the part here faster and all this other stuff, and just, uh, it's just a pain. It really is. But yeah, it'd be nice to have a store real close in case like something happened, like like General Dwally said, like something fries, and it's just like you could just like, oh, the only thing keeping you apart from it is your financials. Like, I have money, and you just go for it. My motherboard, no.
I don't want
Oh,
to flex, but how much was your PC to build like in total?
oh, you know what? I don't know, but I'll find my parts part picker because in PC part picker you can save a custom one, and it'll save the parts view. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Do it for me. Oh, I gotta do stinking captcha. Oh my gosh. I gotta do cars. Oh great, yeah. I don't care. Um oh thank goodness. Okay, gonna find my save part list, custom build. Okay. I've gotta up oh did it not? I didn't. Hold on, I've got to show. Heyo session talking about computers, so you might like this. Nice to see you here, sir. I've got to show this. Okay, so this list is not correct because I have, you saw I have a Ryzen 7. But, and these aren't correct either. Probably majority. Yeah, well, this is, no. Yeah, this one's correct though. This is my tower. I like it because look at it. It's a square. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I saw that and was like, I'd like to have something different. Um, Microsoft 10. That's in something. Corsair. This is the one I bought from the Best Buy because it's at that deal. I was like, yes. But yeah, I've got to fix it. I recently fixed. Oh, I got a presentation. There we go. Um, so so this is wrong. This is right. These are wrong. This is right. This is right. This is right. This is sort of right because that's what I started out with. This is wrong. I'm not even using it anymore because I've Ethernet. I bought one that had like a. I bought one that had like a what was it? It had a Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connection. So whatever. But no, but yeah, General Dwelly says I feel it recently fixed my PC and getting parts were a hassle. I live in Texas too. Let's go to the heat. Let's go. The heat does suck. I've heard a lot of content creators like Nerdrotics lives in Texas and all this stuff.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, it's just I'd want to get better graphics cards one day. So this is my graphics card that I have now. And look, right, Prime. You get 7 for like there are 7 used for like $70. Go to another one, right? Let's go to my case. Go to my case. Newegg, Amazon. Amazon's still there, but you can go to Amazon and get one for like $55.93. So it's like Amazon is great for getting better deals. Newegg, not so much.
That is true. I was on Newegg and I was like, hey man, this is pretty expensive. Let me try Amazon instead.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing about Amazon though is like you get to in order to get it there quickly, you get sucked into the Prime, which is like $15. So you're adding $15 initially, and then you're trying to get all your pieces within the month. And like, I exit out of this right now. Just give me 2 day shipping.
Hmm.
Oh man, but yeah, I really I do I love my computer. It works well. I have some issues with it. Like I've had it shut down to like IRQL,
Oh,
lesser or greater. I've had service not working. It's just a lot of different things I'm not sure of because I have 4 different places my data gets stored. So I'm not sure if
yeah.
that plays into it or yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I can show my event viewer. I just had my computers like shut down on me, and I had to press hard restart when it shut down to restart, and it didn't restart. I had to restart it again to get it up. So, yeah, it's been a jungle. I'm not. I have a CompTIA A+, but I am not that tech savvy. I haven't had enough hands-on experience yet. I only spent about 200 to get my PC up and running. All I needed was a CPU and power supply. I got a Ryzen 5 for a great deal on Newegg. Yeah, sometimes you can. Sometimes you go to Amazon because that's where the deals are at.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, um, but yeah, I, uh, I'm glad I built my own PC. I'll just leave it at that. Still not the best, but I did better than most.
At least it's running. You know what I mean? You gotta start somewhere.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
yes, it's true. And the weirdest thing, I had something happen too. Like, I had the one time I had issues with. I think it was when Cool Frog was coming out. I did have issues, and then all of a sudden my computer shuts down and restarts, and my date and time were like at 2048. I was like, what the hell?
It's military hours.
I was like, how did I go? It was like in the AM, and I was like 24 years in the future. I was like, what the? Why am I? What happened? I didn't know if an updater happened because I do try to keep updated on the Windows, stuff. But yeah, it was just awful. So yeah, yuppers. I am not tech savvy, but I feel like sooner or later I'm gonna have to take my PC in just to see if something's wrong with it or if I have something that's because I still keep getting not very often, but once in a while get the IRQL lesser or greater, and
Hmm.
then one time I got service not working or service stopped or something like that. I can't remember. Um, but yeah, I'm not that tech savvy to figure it out, and it doesn't give you enough time to scan it too. So it's like So I've tried figuring out, but the online stuff can only take you so far. So I need to take it into some expert because I am not that kind of expert. Why do you hate me so much? Oh man. So, but other than computer, other than so you said you're coding on was it Python?
It was HTML5.
Okay.
So like I was in high school, I was actually building websites and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then actually, funny thing is, I actually use Code Academy too. So I was keeping up with that, and I was actually got into Python and C++. And
Hmm.
that thing is hard, man. Like even I was like, man, this is pretty hard. So I haven't done it in a while. I
Hmm.
actually want to like my dream job is to actually like be a programmer or software developer stuff like that. I
Yeah.
like to work out at a, like Capcom. You know, uh,
Nice.
yeah, that's one of my dreams to work in Capcom because I love Monster Hunter. I want to go to Japan and work there.
Yeah.
Capcom, if you're listening, please sponsor me. I love you so much.
I do not have that kind of power. I'm sorry to tell you, Kaiju. I do not have that kind of power. You would have to learn Japanese though, so good luck with that. Because it's not an easy gig. I I kind of stopped for a bit. I know some words, but it just I was using Duolingo and it kept bothering me a bunch of times, just like keep up, and I'm just like what? I
Nani?
want nani
Nani?
nani desu ka? Uh,
Oh.
yeah. So, but no, I that's what I was trying to get my CompTIA A plus for, was to try to work like in IT stuff, but it was like I needed the hands-on work, right? I needed to, because I'm more visual than just auditorial, so it's like I need to get my hands working with this stuff to learn, and I'm grateful I got it, and I have to kind of get the whatever before next year, because otherwise it just goes out and I don't want to lose it. But it's expensive to get again, doing the 2 exams and not having enough hands-on experience. It just ugh. So yeah, I have to do that. But other than that, I'm glad I got it. I know a little bit about computers, but not enough to like go into a job professionally. But this, I have a job. I do have a full-time job, so I do have that. But this, I'd rather do this than, you know, go to 9 to 5. But I'd still have a part-time. I'd still have a part-time even if I did make enough to do this. So because I've watched too many content creators rely on this full time, and it's just, mm-mm,
Not
no.
for you.
Well, no, it's just relying on full time. It just doesn't make any sense, because you're always, in a sense, e-begging. Like, come on, guys, we just got to hit this goal. We got to all this stuff. And it's like, I mean, for me, I know I kind of need to market myself, just to get more people on, because I have to more eyes need to see my stuff, and more in order for more eyes to come on, or more eyes need to see me in order for more people to come on. And, likes, follows, donations, those are all secondary, but I kind of feel like I'm gonna have to push, the like and follow stuff, because I'm trying to get more people on, and I'm trying to reach more people. And yeah, I don't like it, because I don't want to feel like some kind of stooge or sellout. But in order to get seen more, I've got to do something.
Yeah, you don't want to be too begging, but then you want to be like boring, be like, oh, just like whatever, stuff like that,
Press the like button. Press the like button. I'm coming to your house right now. Press it.
You better like the button.
Better like
I
it.
remember, what's that one chick that got so much shit on Twitch because she was like, you can't afford $5, and
Oh
you
my god.
know,
I don't remember the name, but I know who you're talking about. I think she's still on there too, but she was like $5. You can't afford $5 for my membership, for my subscription. I'm just like, what the heck is wrong with this woman? She's lucky she even gets $5. I'm like, get people who sign up for a membership, you know. I'm lucky. I'm get lucky people will even send me a donation for $1. I'm lucky in all that, but she's like, you gotta send me $5, and it was like high and mighty on Twitch. God dang.
for real. I'm like, man, like, lady, man, some of us are broke. We live in a cardboard box. What more do you want?
I mean, I wait until tomorrow. I have my pay it forward stream, and I kind of give a little bit to those who live stream on Rumble. Maybe
Mhm.
if I make more, I'll one day do YouTube as well. But for right now, it's just Rumble, and those who live stream, the live stream creators. Some are people I know, some are don't. But I always, it's always about paying it forward. It's always about not expecting anything in return, and I'm always surprised at the end of it. But it's but yeah, it's just like when you have people like that, people who are real, like really, even on Twitch, right? Twitch had all the had all the what was it, the bikini bikini.
Oh, yeah. Did they change like the sexual stuff on
Yeah,
there? Like the
yeah.
yeah, and
For one day alone, people pushed it to zenith, and then they're like, nope.
oh my! I got on Twitch and I'm not kidding. I saw some dude doing like the 3D avatar, and it was just can I say that word on here?
You're fine. You're fine.
It was just full blown vagina. I was like, what the hell? What's going on? Let me go on
It's
Twitter real quick.
it's a medical term, guys. It's a medical term.
Yeah. I don't
I
get
don't
canceled
care.
here.
I can't. It's fine. I don't care.
Okay, bet.
I'm not making any money on YouTube anyway, so whatever.
Okay. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
been I've been banned on Twitch.
What for? What were you
uh,
banned
just,
for?
it was just some drama, personal drama, and like I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then like I literally didn't do anything wrong when I
Mm.
got unbanned. I got banned for 7 days. The next time it happened, I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to just cool down, do nothing stupid. And then I got banned again. I was like, I didn't do anything this time. What the hell?
God dang it, Twitch! Because
Yeah.
you see they'll do those thought girls, right?
Yeah.
And, like Amaranth got banned for like a day, and then she like banned for 3 days, and she came back the next day. I was like, great job,
Privilege,
guys.
man. Yeah, for real. Privilege,
Privilege.
man. Hmm.
If a woman is showing her cleavage enough, she'll get privileged. All right. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's free for me. Don't get me wrong. It's free for me, but I ain't giving money for it. I, I find it funny when people are like, you shouldn't be saying that. You shouldn't be. It's like I'm sorry. They decided to do this. They decided to show themselves for free, right? That's I mean, if they go to a member or subscribe stream, sure. All right, you have to pay to get in. But if they're on like trying to get everyone in, if you're old enough past that mature warning thing, sorry, you're showing for free. Guess what? Gonna take advantage.
Yeah.
It's like you're not gonna get out of this one. No. So yeah, I get the arguments on both sides of the end, but I'm like, don't be don't be an idiot. If you're gonna show cleavage in order to attract attention, don't complain when you get the attention you don't want. I mean, it's just this weird thing. Very
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it's hypercritical. Hypercritical. I think I said
It's
that right.
it's hypocritical.
There you go.
Hypocritical.
Yeah, I tend to mess up words a lot, but yeah, it's hypocritical. Did I say that wrong, kid?
I mess up words too, man. Don't worry about it. I sometimes get stuck in words like huh. Ow. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
very. But again, for me, pointing. Oh, is
Mhm.
Invader Vi? Oh, hey, Crystal. Invader Vi. Who's Invader
Oh,
Vi? I don't
maybe.
remember. Oh, it was the girl asking about the $5 sub thing or whatever. Yeah, and then was in that one that like threw her pet or something like that. That was just wild times indeed. Woo!
Oh, I will say this, guys. I have a funny story for y'all.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Since we were talking about Amaranth,
Yeah,
I
no, no, we're really talking. Go ahead.
yeah. All right. So I remember one time, me and this person I used to know, she would be on her stream, right? Well, she would just, try to see if she could get, banned like for a while, right? So I was like, all right, cool, let me join in. And we were just joking around and stuff, just saying hi to everybody. And I forgot, I think I remember I was just sitting there and not doing anything, right? I think
Yeah,
she's like, I don't know, I think she's just eating or something. And
yeah,
I was
Mario.
like, man, this is kind of boring. Let me get out of here. So I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna leave. This is kind of boring. I'll see you
Mm.
later. And like, she saw what I said on chat, and she was like, she called me out. She's like, okay, Kaiju, well, you don't want to be here. You can leave. And then bam, I got banned for like a month.
What?
Yeah.
These I mean, and of course you have the VTuber stuff right on there, right? I mean, it's whatever, but some of them, man, they get their models to the nth degree on sometimes. But yeah, the girls who are on there. I mean, there's some women on there who don't do that. They are showing their talents, actual talents or works or whatever. But they're
Mhm.
the women who aren't. They just showing cleavage or whatever. They're the ones that get more noticed than the girls who are actually some play music, some do art, some do gaming, all this stuff. Oh, yeah, Cyber Mario. This is for you, Kaiju. If you can
Say
read
hi
it.
to say hi to Kaiju for me. We need to do more Fortnite again. Yeah, for sure. Cyber Mario. I'm always open. I'm always open. So,
Oh, that's. I hear a challenge going down. Ooh,
ooh.
it's going to go down. What?
Wanna be me, Mario? I'm just kidding.
In this corner is Cyber Mario, and this other corner, Kaiju.
You too fucking known.
Get him out! Get him out! Uh, What is? Oh, is this for Amaranth? She's too rich but can't afford to touch up her natural. Oh, so it must be Amaranth.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's made some really good. She's made some really good deals. She's gas stations, uh, farmland. She's even doing this AI thing, right? Amaranth is doing this sort of AI thing. We were talking to an AI version of her. I'm like, this woman does give no crap. She is in it for the money. And I remember when she did that whole thing with her husband and all the other stuff. I'm like, mm, I'm gonna do this "don't believe all women" moment right here. Yeah. So, because it was just like that was just dumb. That was just dumb.
It
So anyway,
was. It
oh
was. Oh,
sorry.
sorry. No, you're fine. It was a little suspicious actually, because I
Yeah,
like to like. I'm not the whole drama thing. I don't like drama that much. But if you want
me.
drama,
Mhm.
entrale. But anyways, I saw the whole thing go down, and I was like, "Hey, this is kind of suspicious." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I said, people could say what they want. You know what I mean? But for me, it was like, yeah, it's a little suspicious. You something happening like during the next day, you're like, going out and trying to like find dates or whatever.
Yeah.
That was pretty weird. Yeah, and then the whole AI thing,
Mhm.
she like, I'm just saying, man, she knows how to like, how do you say, take advantage, of certain
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't blame her. I would have done AI too. You know what I mean? I would do it.
Kaiju coming in with his AI dude is like, for 50 cents a minute, you could talk to me. Come on.
Do the ASMR.
Yeah, ASMR. Goodness. Oh, goodness. And there's so many of those VTubers do it. Oof.
Mhm.
Oh, and the women too, right? There's VTubers and the women. But anyway, before we continue, for everyone, right? At the top of the hour, of every hour that I have the person on, I set aside some time for us to promote ourselves. So, of course, your links are in the description, at least the stuff you gave me. I don't know about your TikTok one, but no, I don't think you did TikTok. But anyway, the stuff you gave me is in the link below. But if you want to, go ahead and you know, whatever you want for people to follow you. So go ahead.
Okay, yeah, yeah. For all those of you who join, my name is Kaiju. I'm a variety streamer. I stream both PC and mobile games.
Mm,
I stream anything from Monster Hunter, Japanese RGP to MMOs. I also play Call of Duty Mobile. I do stream on both Twitch and Rumble,
mm-hmm,
and my socials are on Twitter, Instagram, and I do have Guilded and Discord. They're
mm-hmm.
all in the descriptions down below. I don't have TikTok,
Oh,
uh,
that was my
but
fault. Sorry,
no,
that
you're
was something
fine.
else I was remembering. No, you're
Yeah,
okay.
I should get it though, but I don't know. It's been a while. Actually, somebody, I'm not gonna name who,
Mm,
they did a TikTok for me, and then we've had a fallout, and I ended up deleting that TikTok. So that's why I don't have one. But yeah, that's all my socials down below. Go
mm,
and hit that thumbs up for Daramouthe. Go ahead and follow me on my socials, all that good
mm.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can just say Dara for sure if you want to say the whole name, because I know some people have issue with saying the pronunciation correct. So you can just say Dara if you want. That's
Okay,
fine too.
Dara.
Dara, there you
Dara.
go. Yep. I'll take it. I might have to just shorten it up, but there, yeah. But it's just I also keep the full name because I created this. This is me. This is my thing right here.
Mhm.
So it's not like it's 100% organic mine. And it's funny thing is, oh, that's right. It's my turn. We'll get into that later. Anyway, guys, for the new people, thank you for being here. Or people who follow Kaiju. My name is Daramouthe. I stream to both YouTube and Rumble. I also have a Twitter X account, and I'll explain that a bit. I have a Twitter X account at Daramouthe, and of course you see all the stuff down below. Hold on. So I have a fan account right here, fan account on Twitter X at Daramouthe, or my Discord. You can DM me there at Daramouthe, or my email right here, which is at crazer6@protonmail.com. Those are three different ways you can reach me if you want to have the same opportunity like Kaiju, right? Like Kaiju from Geyck, right? Following Geyck or whatever, he's from that. I've had so many. I know it's been a lot of different creators, but I've had some non-creators on too. I've had VTubers on, and I give this opportunity to pretty much anyone. Again, I'm not here for arguments. I'm here for debates. I'm not here for people who want to troll and have no conversation whatsoever. if you want to come on, if you want to have a conversation of just about whatever, go to those three places. And if not that, leave a comment in either YouTube or Rumble, and I'll get to you, and we can get started. My month for May is sort of full. I'm waiting for 3 or 4 more people to get back to me. I'll have to bother them like next week. But at the end of the day, June will be wide open, so you'll have an opportunity there. And again, I don't have to fill the month. I don't have to fill the month of every day with a person, but I'm I'm looking to. That's my challenge is to try and see if I can fill a month with people. Weekends are kind of excluded, and so are holidays, but weekends I usually keep for exceptions. Heck in the Y, they only do Friday, so it's father daughter whatever. So they can only do a weekend of Friday. Um, and sometimes a reschedule happens and the weekend just works better for them, so those are special exceptions, but really it's just mostly during the weekdays. So if you have the same opportunity, go to any of those three places you see down in this bar below, or leave a comment or whatever in either YouTube or Rumble, and we can get started. It's just that simple. I'm easier than apple pie, really, really. And also, this is a new thing I'll be doing. Towards the end of it, I'm going to take this off. um, but so I don't like begging essentially for whatever, but here's my explanation for wanting to do this, right? In order for there to be seen by to have more people on, I need to be seen by more people or followed by more people or whichever. I'm not here to beg, so you don't have to listen to me at any at all point. Um oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for that, Kaiju. But yeah, so if you're on either YouTube or Rumble, please leave a like. Right? It helps me get seen by more people to have more people on, right? There's this sort of catch 22 thing, right? In order to be seen more, you have to, you know, all this stuff of the content creation. I don't like doing it because I don't want to be seen as a sellout or otherwise. Um, because that's just not my nature. That's not why I do this. I do this for the conversation. Anything extra from you guys is a bonus to me, and I really appreciate it. Like the memberships, the donos, the likes, the follows, the comments, whatever. Those are all bonus to me, and I appreciate it to the fullest. But in order to have more people on, different people, all sorts of people, people who want to have a conversation of just about anything, likes, comments, follows, those are very beneficial to be seen more, to have more people on. I know it's convoluted. I know you hear it so many times for other content creators, and I apologize for that, but in order to have more people on, I need to be seen more. It's this catch 22 thing. It's this circle of life thing for a content creator. So anything you guys do, it's all the giving a like, comment, or a follow, those are all free stuff. You don't whatever. But any of that helps because through this process of networking, like with Kaiju, like with Geyck, like with all you in chat, I can have more people on, and it's wonderful, and it's great, and we get to have a wonderful time. As you've seen here for the past hour with Kaiju talking about Godzilla, talking about tech stuff, talking about whatever, talking about whatever. So anything of those three help or all. Oh, hey Sonia, thank you. Yeah, and oh gosh, dang it. Oh, don't tell me they didn't update. Oh, don't you tell me they didn't. Oh, you.
Uh, did they update studios
Studios?
again?
Yes, yes, I can tell because pin messages won't come up. And when pin messages won't come up, okay, so my things come up, but um I'm wondering, okay, I'm still live on both ends. Okay. It's not showing my numbers now. It's not showing it's not showing my live. No. What? I'm still live, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you see in the chat in the studio, right, where it says go live.
Hmm. We're still alive.
We're still live, but it says go live, and my numbers aren't live. It's like, God dang it, Rumble Studios! Can you wait till I'm done? If we're still live, we're good. Okay, if we're all good, we're all good. We're gonna keep going, but I can't pin chats. I can't. I can't pin chats. I love you, Rumble. I love you, Rumble Studios. But god dang it, your timing. Your timing. I just one day, I want to sit down. It's like, guys, when you update, can you update, please? Can you update, please, when everyone's asleep? Can you just do that? I know.
Rick.
If I no, not Rick. Rick is not
Oh,
part of Rumble Studios, so
oh,
I don't blame Rick. No, thank you for that, Sonia. Sonia says you're still live. Thank you. If I'm still live on either end, thank you. I keep an eye on it. But yeah, in Rumble Studios, it's like I didn't even go live at all. So, but thank you all for still being here. Are you still good to go, Kaiju? Are you still good to continue?
yeah, yeah. I'm
'Cause-
so good. Continue. Sorry about that, Rick. I didn't know you were not part of Storm Studios.
yeah, no, he's corrected me in the past, and I've had to correct too because again, Rick is the Rumble side of things, not Rumble Studios. That's a separate group. And a lot of people go to Rick. A lot of people go to Rick for Rumble Studios. Like, no, guys. It's either, well, now he corrected again and he said, go to this support line for Rumble Studios instead of going to the support call in email. Because that was the first thing to go to in the beginning, but I think it's changed. So, but yeah, it's do not go to Rick for Rumble Studio stuff. All creators who use Rumble Studios, do not go to Rick. He will point you to the Rumble's Studio support. Do not go to him at all. Otherwise, it's just going to point you to him. So, but all right. Yeah, but yeah, Rumble Studios, pick better timing, guys. Come on. I know you're trying to fix stuff. Thank you. I appreciate it. But you picked the wrong time to do this because now it looks like I didn't even go live at all. I can't see my numbers. Ugh. Ugh. But anyway, Sonia, if you're there, I'd like to have you on sometime. I really would. Because you were on with Jack yesterday, and I would like to have you on. Happy Mars has been on. Chriselle, you have the same opportunity. Cyber Mario has the same opportunity. Guys, don't hesitate. Don't feel like you have nothing to say. Look, Kaiju was telling me earlier he didn't. He wasn't sure if he would have anything to say either. But look at him talking about Godzilla, talking about computer stuff. Look at him go. He was flying off the handle.
Yeah.
Look at that man. Look at him.
Yeah.
that man is special. That man is special. So, but yeah, I love using Rumble Studios, but I hate it when they mess me up. But that's it. I'm not talking about them anymore. Again, do not go to Rick for Rumble Studios at all, because he is not part of that group. He's part of the Rumble side group, but he's not part of Rumble Studios. All right, I've said my piece. All right. Kaiju, so you live in Texas, right? And you don't like the heat, right? How long have you been in Texas?
uh, Actually, I've been born and raised here all my life.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, I did live in Mexico for 3 years when I was younger. Is it 3 years? I think it was 5 years, somewhere around there. But that's the only place I know: Mexico and Texas. That's it. I haven't
Really?
lived nowhere else, unfortunately. I want to live Japan. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
I've been here. I love it here. Minus the heat. Um, I'm talking to other people. They say that, hey, man, Texas is pretty hot. I'm like, yeah, it's hot.
Yeah. Because there are content creators in Texas that is it a dry heat or is it a humid heat as well?
It's hot with the humid. It's hell.
Yeah, because I live in Indiana, so when it gets humid, it can get and the heat is high. Whoo, yeah, it can be pretty bad. It can get pretty bad. I hate it, but that's how it is. Um, but yeah, I know I've talked to a few people from Texas. I think Miss Snow is from Texas. I think Libertarian Goth is from Texas. Um, who else? Trying to think. It'll come back to me. But yeah, I don't think it's as hot as Australia though. Maybe I'm not sure.
Hmm.
All these places all over. Japan, right? During the summers, they're hot,
Mhm.
humid, heat. Ugh, it's crazy. But yeah, um, rants on Texas. Oh, rants is in Texas. Yeah, I've had rants on too. Oh, that's right, rants on Tooth. I believe are in the same state. So, um, So yeah, that's a few people. So it's about uh, between 4 to 7 people I know I've had on here that are in Texas. So you're among a crowd, Kaiju. You're among a crowd.
Wow, that's so amazing. A lot of people, I know a lot of content creators like outside of Rumble, like uh let's see here. The big ones like Cypher K lives in Austin.
Mhm.
Apparently was yeah, Neurotic actually moved down to Texas as well.
Yeah.
I was surprised. There's a lot of people moving to Texas. It's crazy. Like, I guess it's like really good place to live. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah. Even of course, Elon Musk brought his company over to Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of people are moving to Texas.
Yeah, I think it's the incentives, like the tax and stuff, but I also think it's because of California and all that jazz. Which, I mean, the one thing that's the issue is like you have a lot of people who want to move from California, but they keep voting the same as if in they're California. So it's like, no, you stay out. Get out!
Get on, get.
You get out here before I six those gators on you. You get out, get right on out here.
Oh man, I will say I've been to Austin and like it's been pretty good. I just don't go to Sixth Street because there's always a lot of people fighting there.
Really?
Some dude actually, yeah. There's actually a Twitter I follow. It's Austin Street Fights, I believe. And just yeah, it just show people getting wrecked left and right on Sixth Street, man.
Jeez. I you see those videos, right? That oh, so it does show up. It doesn't show up on my screen, but it will show up on. Okay, so the pins do show up. It just doesn't show up on my screen. So okay, so I can still do pins. I just whatever. Um, yeah, but it's like those channels that are dedicated to like certain sections. Like there's one on YouTube I saw that was dedicated to like the crazy doorbell things, right? Like you see the ring doorbells, and you see all these crazy action stuff where people try to get in your house, whatever, like scary stuff, and just these channels are dedicated to like the worst of humanity. It's like they get views up the bum for them. It's like why? It takes the worst of humanity for you to pay attention to it, but when it's the good of humanity, like, nah. Puppy got saved. Oh, that's great. But and then there's another one like Gator eats manholes. Like, oh,
Let me see real quick.
guys, come on. Where are your priorities at? Come on, guys. Seriously, it's like the worst of humanity gets more notice than the good. It's like child saved for well. Oh, great. And then the next one you see like what is it? Um, what is it? A baby hooked on drugs or whatever. It's like
What
ooh,
the?
yeah. You just hear those
Crazy.
stories and like really, oh, worst of humanity right there. But yeah, it's just crazy times, man, crazy times. And it's a funny thing too is like you're on Twitter X, right? You see all that stuff. What'd you think about that whole choosing the bear or a man situation?
Oh, I don't know what's up with that. I saw that and I was like, "What? Why do women choose bear?"
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that to me was like and there were some people saying, "Oh, the bear's a lot better than the man or whatever." It's like, you do understand you're dealing with a wild animal that weighs more than you and has claws that can tear you to shreds. A man, you could probably dodge, you could probably kick and knock him to the ground and run away. A bear, you try to run away from a bear will catch up to you.
It'll
A
fuck you up.
mess you up, man. He'll mess you up. And and all that stuff. And it's just like these women would rather deal with the bear than the man. And I'm saying, good luck. And the people throwing out like numbers like, oh, you get uh some people never counted. Yeah, some people never counted a bear in the woods, and it shows. Yes, it does. Yes, it's,
Hmm.
I want for the women who pick a bear, I want them to prove me wrong. Go to a bear, spot a bear in the woods, and say, just get close enough and see how that goes, right? If the bear attacks you, guess what? You're now proven static wrong. Oh yeah, I saw that movie. I saw the Cocaine Bear movie, and it was so far out there. It was so far out there that it didn't. Like the story that's based on, right? The story of Cocaine Bear, like it was just add on. The whole thing with the Cocaine Bear movie was just add on because the original story of the Cocaine Bear was is that a hunter found a bear dead in the woods and it had the powdery stuff all over its nose and he deducted that these packages of cocaine, and so I was like, it must have inhaled cocaine, it must have died from that. I was like, there's no way this bear was doing all this stuff and still survive. No way, no way.
I haven't seen that movie yet. I know it's actually on Amazon, so maybe after this I'll check it out. But yeah, I heard it was on like based on a true story, and I was like, what?
Yeah, and it's just like, so, and I went to go see that movie, and it was just like, it was a crapshoot. There were some points where you're like, oh, really scared or whatever. And there were some like poignant points in the story, but it was just like Elizabeth Banks. I'm sorry to tell you, you're not a great director,
Damn.
and the writers are just as bad. So,
Ooh.
Colin, no,
Ooh.
what you gonna? But what's funny about the true story? Well, I mean, the true story is that someone did try to escape with just like the border stuff, like it flew a plane over, um, and they panicked because I think they were getting tagged or whatever by uh, whatever services plane, and so they just dumped. Or something was happening to the plane. They had to dump their stuff, right? They had to dump their load, and what was it? And the guy jumped out, and of course the stuff, some of it fell in the forest. Yeah, yeah. Thank Abit or Abt. Yeah, sorry, I can't see my pinned comments in studio. I think they did an update. So thanks, Rumble Studio. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that too, Opt. But yeah, the true story was like it just happened that a hunter, a hunter, found a bear dead, right? And the hunter, uh, will I even be able to use presentation? I don't know if I want to risk it. Let's see. Let's go. Okay, bear story.
Make it peachy just in case. I'm joking.
No. It's here. The we'll go with the Wikipedia. Okay, Wikipedia, and I've got to. Oh, I can't even use presentation. Thanks. Okay, so I'm just going to read it to you. It's on Wikipedia. I can't use it because unfortunately Rumble Studios did an update and I can't even use any of the stuff. So that's great for me. But I will tell you about it. So Wikipedia says the cocaine bear, also known as Pablo Escobar, sometimes called Escobar or Cokie the bear, was a 175-pound American black bear that fatally overdosed on cocaine or coke in 1985. The cocaine had been dropped by a group of Colombian drug smugglers in the wilderness in Tennessee, the United States, U.S. The bear was found dead north of Georgia and was stuffed and displayed at a mall in Kentucky. Oh, I wish I could just show you the picture. Comedy thriller. Yeah, it wasn't really that much. Okay, what else does it say? I know. But the bear died. A coked out bear raging his friend. Yeah, it is, but it was just dumb how they did it. So the story was just not enough. But yeah, the story itself is boring. It's just simple. Panic, drop the drugs, and then the bear found it, had some of it, died of over ODing, and yeah, and the rest is history.
That is crazy.
Oh, you better believe it. But life is stranger than fiction now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And There was a movie on that too, right? With Will Ferrell, Stranger Than Fiction. That was an interesting movie. Um, but yeah, uh, what was I gonna say? But yeah, the movie was just a train wreck. It was just a train wreck. So, all right, was the Texas? So you'd like to move to Japan? Now, do you know any Japanese though?
A little bit. I was studying for a little bit, then I
Mm.
stopped. Like I said, I have some stuff going on
Right.
personally. I just, I'm trying to get better at it, but
Mhm.
I know a little bit, but not too much. You know what I mean? But I have people that actually they are Asian. They know Chinese, Japanese, Filipino,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So, pretty amazing people.
So you find yourself the group that can help you out, right? That's what you're saying.
Yup. They told me that it's KAJ KAJU. It's like cheese, and then they're like, "Hey, kaiju," and I'm like, "Hey, it's not cheese. It's the other one."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, kaiju just means, I think kaiju just means like beast or monster or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, if I can remember correctly, but that was a long time ago, a very uh, uh, while ago. Yeah, I was using what was it? I was using Duolingo for studying Japanese, but they'd give you notifications and stuff. But it was just like at a certain point, I was just like I was getting tired of it. I wasn't really using it. And so I was just trying to keep the streak. And I was like, why do I need a streak? But it keeps me up wanting to keep doing it. It's like, ugh, whatever. It's just one of those things.
I'm actually learning a little bit of Hebrew and Greek because I actually like to study the Bible and stuff like that. And it was interesting to look at what the Bible actually says
Mhm.
better than what people translate it to. Because a lot of people, no, a lot of people don't like read the Bible fully, and
Mhm.
that's when I decided to read it in the original languages, Hebrew, Greek, and people say Aramaic. Is it Aramaic?
No, is it Arabic? Arabic?
Yeah, Amar. It's something with the A. I can't pronounce the name, but yeah,
Mm.
that's like the three main languages that the Bible was written on. I was like, oh, let me check it out. Man, it opened my eyes for real, dude. Like, I don't know if you see me on Twitter. I'm always just talking about this.
Yeah, I know I've seen your stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. For everyone who don't know, I am a Christian
Hmm.
uh, who believes in biblical polygyny, not polygamy. Polygyny is the correct term.
But the Mormons, they believe in polygamy. Some of them do.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of heat for that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I remember a couple of my friends were like, "Hey, you're cool and all, but just toning down a little the whole polygyny thing.
Mhm.
People might consider that weird or harassment." I was like, "What? I didn't do nothing though." But each to own, I guess. But yeah, it's interesting. It's a journey that I've accepted because, like I said, I read the Bible since I was a little kid.
Mhm.
I used to be Catholic. I did whole first communion, confirmation. What was the other one? I think there was another one after that one. I can't remember, but I did all that, and then I ended up going to a Christian church because a friend of mine invited me over. Her dad was a pastor at the time, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Mhm.
I like being a Catholic. And then she was like, well, she started. I challenged me these questions, and I got thinking. I was like, let me look this up in the Bible because I read it. You know what I mean? I've been reading it, and what she was saying was kind of true. You know what I mean? There was like no pray to saints, all this other stuff. The Catholics do,
Mhm.
and I decided to go to her church, and ever since then I've just been Christian. Uh, I actually got baptized recently.
Nice.
Yeah, again. Oh yeah, that's right. I did get baptized. So yeah, I did all four things: baptism,
Right.
first communion, confirmation. Oh
Right.
yeah, good stuff. But yeah, I got baptized again. A lot of people from my church came. Literally, I had people from Dallas all the way to, I think one was from Arizona. They came down to go see me get baptized. So I was like, dang. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, I was I got into polygyny because I was seeing not hypocritical stuff, but I just
Mhm.
something was drawing me towards it. Um, ever since I was little, I was like, man, why do people, kind of dislike, Moses and these patriarchs having multiple wives?
Yeah.
So I ended up, researching, looking at the Greek stuff, and then I ended up, I stumbled across Pete Ramble on YouTube,
Mhm.
and he was explaining to like, you don't have to. He was saying, you don't have to like listen to me, but look at the Greek, and I was like, all right, bet, and then everything just took off from there. Crazy,
Nice.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, for me the yeah, for me it's like I've talked to the like people of Catholic or whatever, but it was for me it's like what's the for for Christians you don't need a pope, and the pope sort of becomes a pointless figurehead because he's not really needed, right? I was from one Catholic was like telling me he's the carries on the teachings of Peter, but it's like whoa, wait, but who was Peter's teacher though? That for me is like that's not really. I mean, that's just my thought perspective. But it was like the Pope becomes sort of pointless because he serves no purpose for a Christian. Everything's to God, through God, or through Jesus to God and all that stuff. So it's like, what is the Pope?
Mhm.
Pope on the soap, literally. But no.
Yeah. And it was funny too because like, and like, people say, married like the Virgin Mary and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, she was a virgin when she gave birth to Jesus. And then they're like, he was Mary's own child. And I was like, wait a minute, he had brothers and sisters, like, and it's on there. Like it literally says on the text that, Jesus had brothers and sisters. And it was eye opening. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep following the Bible and stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah, it's very like you said. If you know you're learning the language and all that stuff, and then kind of reading the original text, it's sort of like there's a uh, change of things. So of course it kind of happens with the translation because there's always this loss of um, wording, I guess, or the wording can't be translated easily, stuff like that. But I don't know much about that sort of stuff anyway. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get like a Japanese Bible because I find that interesting.
really,
Yeah, they have different translations. A friend of mine actually has. I think he said he had like a Chinese one, and I was like, for real? He was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, nice. But yeah, I love reading the Bible. I love researching new things. I like learning things. You know what I mean?
hmm
Yeah, I'm very
right?
teachable. So
Yeah, it's. Are you a more visual person? Or are you a auditorial?
I guess I'm both. I like to learn visually and then physically as well, like hands on and stuff.
Yeah, me too. I like to be more hands on with stuff like the computer stuff, but and it's not many a job that will start you at entry to do that. Um, yeah, and I make it's just one of those annoying things in life where you have to hold on. You have to make money in order to survive, in order to do the thing you want to do. Like for this, right? Like there's a lot of people, content creators would make it big, if they get monetized, whatever, make it enough, they'll go full time on it. That's fine. That's your choice. But for me, it's like it's very followable. You get to monetize whatever, especially with YouTube, right? You've seen all this stuff with YouTube. And for me,
Mhm.
it's sort of like, why would you cut your hand off and say this is fine? Have a backup, right? If something falls through to this, like diversify where you invest your stuff, diversify where you platform your stuff. Just it's all these things that I think content creators kind of let go to the side for fame, money, or whatever. But that's just a small section of stuff. Some people have a good idea, but for me, it's just like just from my perspective, anyway. So
Oh yeah,
I
I
know.
agree with I agree with you. I think people should have backups, man, because you never know when something just falls through, and you're like, oh damn, like what do I fall back to?
What do I do? Where do I go? I can't. It's like, and the people is like, even for a regular job, right? Even for a regular job, you're not guaranteed that job. Even that sometimes a job can kick you out for no apparent reason. Like there's states who are apologies, some states who are right to work, and so there we go. Some states are right to work, so they can just kick you out with no reason at all. So there you go. But yeah, yeah, it's I I've advocated for time and again for content creators to diversify. Some people don't, they can't, or they won't, and that's understandable. I'm not gonna force you, but I will still keep telling people to diversify because, as you just happened with Twitch, right? If you were just on Twitch alone, do you think you'd be okay?
No.
See, so that's why
Yeah.
you diversify.
Yeah, I got banned twice.
The first time it was some stupid thing, and then the next time was like, I didn't even do anything wrong.
Yeah, yeah, that's what happened.
What? What the heck, guys? All you girly girls, you get all your stuff back within a day. I get banned, and I don't get any calls back. Yeah, what was it? I so my previous account on Twitter X got suspended for no apparent reason whatsoever, right?
Damn.
Because I had a previous one, and so because this is the one I have now is a fan account, and so I was like, okay, they do the thing like for an appeal or whatever. And I'm like, all right, I'll do that. I say, I don't know what I did wrong. What's the recourse? What can I do? Because sometimes they'll allow you to like erase the tweet or whatever. It's like, okay, whatever. And guess what I got back? First one. It took a few hours, but it's a Twitter reserves the right.
Oh,
No answer about what or why, just Twitter reserves the right. 11 or 12 appeals later, still the same answer.
that is crazy. It's crazy because like recently, who was they said that some dude came back. I think his name was Nick Fuentes.
Fuentes. Yeah.
Yeah, he came back, and I was like, "What?"
I was like, it's like you hear this whole spiel from Elon. It's like, oh, I know we're gonna lose money, but principles and principles. Like, I'm sorry, I'm smaller. There are smaller creators out there that are getting suspended for no apparent reason, and you bring him back.
Yeah.
You can't even. Well, and people keep forgetting, right? Elon did say freedom of speech, but not of reach. Okay, and then his CEO, who's a WEF person, who apparently people forget, uh, are like, oh, lawful but not awful, and it's just like, really? This sounds like a double team here I never knew existed, and it's just like, oh, woe is me, we're gonna lose money on stuff, and like, obviously, on principle, Elon, small creators over here still getting suspended for no apparent reason. Can you give them that? What was it? The amnesty you promised or whatever, or something like that. Can you give them some amnesty? And it's like, no, Nicholas Fuentes has to come back. I'm like, you dirty son of a bit. You you knew what you were doing. Oh,
Oh man. Yeah. I'm surprised I haven't been banned yet because I'm not gonna lie, I wild out there on X. I'm just trolling stuff. Yeah. I did. So a post actually. My post got limited views, and I was like, "What?" And then I was like, oh, "Okay, a bit." And I just like, I want to feel, and I was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "This is not a bad word, mind you. It was a bad word." I was like, "Yeah, it's not a bad word." I just sent it, and ever since then, I think they've been tracking me because every time I try to like kind of find my way around it, they're like, "Oh no, this guy's gonna go ahead and probably use that word. Let me go ahead and see what he's doing." And then like, "Oh,
yeah.
he used it."
He
Damn
used the he used the word, guys. Look, he used the word. But for me, it's like then there was this thing of like Twitter. What was it? Twitter manipulation or whatever. I'm like,
it.
what does this mean? I didn't know what it means, and then I saw what the description was. Like, I haven't done any of this, and you're giving me
Crazy times, man. Crazy
flagging me
times.
for platform manipulation, and I have no idea what it means. and you have to give me a legalese on it, and anything of that matter within the legalese I haven't even done, and you're giving that to me, flagging my account. Oh dear Lord, you may have some smart people on your team, but they're still dumb. They're
Oh,
still dumb.
I'll say this: there are people who are smart, right? But they're not smart in a sense of other
Mhm.
people. You know what I mean? Because me personally, I actually I knew this person, right? I'm not mentioning any names. They're really smart. They are going to. I think he was in a university, but
Right.
long story short, it was me and a family member of mine. We were with him in a car ride, right? And his car got like a flat tire.
Mm.
He didn't know how to change the flat tire, and I was like, "What?" So I know, like, I'm not trying to like. He was pretty smart. He's a pretty cool dude,
Right.
but he did something to me, and I don't like him anymore. But yeah, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and spill it, man. Fuck this guy.
Screw
And
this guy.
yeah, fuck him. But anyways, he didn't know how to change the tire, and I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, all right, let me help you out. Let me show you how to do it. So we had to go back, get the spare tire, change everything, and like literally like he was just standing there, and I was like, this is how you do it, man. And he was like, oh, I didn't know, and I was like, he didn't know, like this is survival, dude.
You didn't know. Even
Yeah.
I know something that basic. What?
Yeah, it was basic stuff. And me and my brother, it was my brother was with me, and he was like, "I can't believe he didn't know how to change a tire." And I was like, "Yeah, bro, I don't know, man. This guy's rich. He's going to university. He's doing well for himself. I don't know how he doesn't know how to do that, bro."
Yeah. Yeah. It just, you can have someone who's really smart and be really dumb, or not know things that would seem basic, like the
Mhm.
smartest person in the world, however, and it's just like, you can code computer language, but you can't know how to do something as simple as like, stuff like that. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't know. I That's why I call it Twitter X. Well, I originally called it Twitter X because it would, people still call it Twitter, and you wanted to call it X. So it's like Twitter going to the future, right? Twitter into the unknown, because sometimes
Mhm.
X in algebra is used for an unknown number. So it's like Twitter into the unknown. Okay, Twitter X. And then once the suspension happened, I just did it out of like a passive aggressiveness, like, yeah, it's Twitter X. And it's like, and Elon's like, I'm gonna correct you. And it's like, no, fix your system first, and maybe I'll call it X, but it's Twitter X. And I'm not the only one that's called it Twitter X. There's like one other person I saw call it Twitter X, but I'm like, until Elon gets his crap together about the smaller creators that are on there, people use it and getting suspended for no apparent reason, I'm gonna call it what I like. So yeah, um, I'm gonna call it what I like. It's X. No, it's Twitter X, because someone can't get their system to work. They have a bunch of smart people that aren't smart. So it's whatever. I don't care. I'm not gonna pay for any stinking blue badge whatsoever, because when I got suspended, I was grateful enough that I was still able to cancel, because I had like the $16 a month one. But when I got suspended, it's like, I better be able to take this down, because I'm not paying for something you suspended me for. Boom. Been able to take it off. Not paying them anymore.
Hey, at least you're not paying. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I will not pay Twitter X any money until they get their platform. And people like, and people make exceptions because free speech part, right? Like, I
Hmm.
mean, again, Rumble has its issues too, understandable. But you cannot point to Rumble and say you need to work on your stuff, and then not point to Elon Musk and say, we praise you. We know there are some issues in the way, but you are free speech, whatever. It's like, no, Elon's not free speech. He's not even in charge of his platform. He's just like, it works. It really works. Oh, look at that. When you start unsuspending smaller creators, not Nick Fuentes. I don't care about Nick Fuentes. When you start unsuspending smaller creators who did not do anything wrong, or have a strike in them or whatever, then I'll start listening. Other than that, it's just noise. When they did Alex Jones, okay, okay, but until people like you or I get unsuspended, or previous accounts get unsuspended, whatever, bugger off. Go take your cyber truck and drop it in a ditch, because I do not care. And that's the funny thing too, is right? It's like, yes, Cybertruck looks futuristic, but I'd rather have those car concepts, right? You know that you see in those car trade show deals or whatever. You have those concept cars that they make. I'd rather have those than the Cybertruck.
I'll say this: I like Elon, right? But I do not agree with the whole Neuralink thing. And then is it
Yeah,
yeah the one that goes in your brain? And then the Tesla truck. I think he could have done a better job with Tesla truck. Like
yeah.
it's it's not that good looking.
Now I did when doing the flamethrower. That was pretty awesome.
That was cool. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. But I'm not whole on board with like the all electric, because they're fallible, and the system that we have now is not set up to charge all these cars, and we're using more fossil fuels in order to charge these cars. So yeah, not a good thing. But I had what was it? I had Squall Rush on, and he was talking to me about the Toyota Mirai, which is just a hydrogen cell car. It basically runs on water. It's sort of like that '70s show where Hyde is like, it basically runs on water, man.
Dang, for real? I didn't. I gotta look that
Yeah,
up. That's awesome.
yeah. It's there's a lot of them in California because there's only stations they can have, but but yeah, the Toyota Mirai has been out for quite some time, and there's just not enough stations set up to fuel it. But it's like if you could mail the hydrogen canister, like the fuel canister, and you could just slide it in, you wouldn't have to worry about that much. It would probably cost a bit, but for me, it's like, well, it depends on how far the hydrogen cell takes you, right? Like how
Mhm.
far does a hydrogen cell take you, mile wise, right? Like
Yeah.
if you can do down, say if I could go halfway to Texas and back to where I live on a hydrogen cell, or I don't have to change until I get like halfway, you know, like not like maybe a quarter way back. That right there alone is a lot better than all electric. Plus, they have to use slaves to get the electric thing bit. So
The lithium.
lithium doesn't grow on tree, kids. It comes
How
from
does
slave
it?
labor. Lee and Elon's like, I didn't even know that. We tried to do fair trade. It's like you're working with China. No.
They literally have to play Minecraft in real life to get this stuff, man.
We want you to get it now. Get it right now. Get lithium now. Well, I saw something in the news like South Korea was doing like a sodium battery thing, which I thought was pretty cool, right? Like a sodium battery. It's more natural, stuff. Like we're
Yeah.
using the natural things we have around us. And it's supposed to be longer lasting, but it's still in development, so who knows how long it'll take. But if if you could trade over, if it got long enough, right, you could sort of quick charges and then long distance and you didn't have to like mine because I mean salt is like almost all over the place. You have salt fields all
Hmm.
over, even in the United States. So you could just either purify it or whatever you have to do. But if you could use the salt and whatever else you needed to make a battery, uh, combine that with the hydrogen cell, done. I've just solved all the world's problems right there. Well, majority of them anyway. No slave or labor involved unless you have kids in the shop just banging away at the. You must make this now. Goodness.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. I didn't know all that stuff though, like the whole hydrogen thing. I gotta look it up.
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds
To,
pretty cool. Like
Toyota. Yeah, go
for
ahead.
me, it's like don't get me wrong. Like I like I like both gas and electric. I like diesel as well.
Mm,
But there's some times where I'm like, man, like if let's say you have to like travel like from one place to another, and it's pretty far.
yeah,
I better just use gas because
yeah,
yeah, electricity is good and all, but it only gets so far, dude.
yeah. And you have to like charge for like 24 hours, I think it is, or like 12 hours, whatever it
Yeah.
may be. But my thing is right, is pure electric is for short distance,
Mhm.
right? You still like you would need a hybrid type car. Like
Yeah.
I get it. Not hybrid isn't the greatest, but I mean, there was funny thing like so. If you heard you know Jay Leno has his own car collection, right? Like all these different vehicles, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and so there was one episode I saw where he had a car that ran on steam. It was a steam engine car, right? Of course, you know the mileage was like inner city stuff, so you really couldn't go out far. But the steam engine process has been around for over 100 years or so, and they made cars using it. And that was a lot more eco-friendly than an electric car is now. I agree. And they had electric cars. They had like battery electric cars, but they were using like chemical
Yeah.
reactionary stuff. But a steam car back in the 1900s is more eco-friendly than an electric EAV vehicle they have now.
I didn't know he had one. That's actually pretty cool. That's new to me. I didn't know he had like a steam car. I've seen
Wait,
like the other cars, but I never saw that episode with the steam car.
yeah, he has a few of them. One's I think a Adobe or a Bodie or something like that. One was by Stanley something. He also has like a sort of like plow train sort of thing. You know that help. Um, but yeah, he just has all different sorts of vehicles, and it was just interesting to see. But yeah, he said he really likes the steam cars. And I was like, why don't we have something like that? That's more eco-friendly. It's just steam. You need gas. You need gas, of course. You need like a kerosene or whatever to like the fuel to heat up the water. But
Mhm.
once it's up to a certain point, like past a boiling point for a while, I mean that thing sucker will go.
Oh yeah.
I think for the one he had, it would go up to like 65, 70 miles per hour, but that's the limit. But I mean, just imagine a car. Again, it runs in water, but it's steam, right? A steam car that is able to go much farther than the ones that he has, because I think they can only go a certain amount, like less than like 50 miles or less, just because of the containment. But it's one of those things. Of course, you have to use steam engine oil for that, so that's a restriction. But it's like it's possible. And there's cars out there. Some of them are hooked up to be like propane. Some I've seen some people try to mangle to turn their car into a propane one. I've seen people like the diesel car, right? The diesel vehicles. They
Mhm.
use like bio ones, like with the fried oil, or whatever.
Oh
So
yeah,
there's that. Um,
like the baking one.
well, bacon, peanut oil, whatever is like
Yeah.
old grease. I think it is because the diesel engines can do that. But it's just like you have so many much more better options than electric, right? Even I know you could complain about the hybrid, but even hybrid's a little better than just pure electric because it's like one side can kick in when the other goes out. Like you
Yeah.
have, like if you run out of gas, you still have some mileage for your car through the electric. Don't know how long. I don't want to be in that position, but still, it's down. We're out of gas. Why'd you wait until now to say that?
It's okay. We have the electric part.
Yeah, but yeah, I just think pure electric isn't the way to go. There has to be a combination of things because um, pure gas isn't. Pure gas is all right too, but it's just like we have all these different technologies, even old ones, and we can't find a combo of ways to make something work or have like a backup just in case. It's just like, come on, guys, where's our
Exactly.
smart people at?
Exactly. Actually, I have maybe my next car that I buy. I kind of wanna. I'm probably gonna get a Prius because I'm not gonna lie. Like the new Prius, it
Yeah,
looks nice. It looks
is
amazing,
is it
sportish.
the Prius? Was it the Prius 5 now, or is it Prius a new Prius?
It's the new Prius. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, new. Let's see here. What is it? It's the 2024 Prius.
20. Okay, so that must be like Prius 5 because I know there was like they have different generation ones, generation 1, generation 2, that sort of thing.
Mhm. Yeah, it looks amazing. Like I like it. It looks pretty. It looks better than the Tesla truck.
Yeah. the cyber truck. I'm like, okay, nice try, nice try. Um, but yeah, the what was it? Yeah, the Cybertruck was. It looks futuristic, but it's like it's more like a toy than it is a usable vehicle. I mean, yeah, some people have bought it and offered it or whatever, but I'm like, give me, you know, I think it was the Steam car that it's like with the train, right? Like if it gives you enough torque, you can go uphill or whatever. So it's like,
Mhm.
I would like to have a Steam car, but the technology for it would be someone would have to be able to quick heat up a longer distance. Like you'd have to be at least go a couple hundred miles with it, but who knows? But yeah, the hydrogen cell cars, the hydrogen cars, that would be interesting to have. So don't know. Uh, don't know if it will become more prominent in U.S., but I hope it does because uh, these gas prices are killer.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
You guys probably have it a bit cheaper because you're like in the oil fields, but still.
Uh, it hit a couple of years ago. It actually hit almost like is it 7 or 8, and I was like, dang. And then like,
Woo!
well, of course, when Biden took office, it went up to like 5, 4, and I was like, what? I was like, man, I told y'all guys never vote for Biden.
Yep. I just I'm not even gonna go that far into it. Just I just know that it's a lot of hoo ha and um, it's just political. All political identities are BS. I don't care what anyone says. They're all just BS.
Oh yeah.
I I don't care who you are. I don't care which side you're on the field you are. I don't care how much freedom you believe you have. Freedom is a different subject because that's more of a philosophical nature. See, I missed up words. See, it's okay. Um, but but yeah, I just it's all BS. It's all a power struggle, really. It's all a power struggle. That's the if you want to pinpoint on what all this stuff is, politics, whatever, money, power.
Yeah.
Simple and basic. If you have the biggest stick and no one's trying to sneak up on your behind to take you out, not kids. Yeah.
They all see two sides of the same coin. There's
Yeah.
always like good people on one side, bad people on
Mhm.
the other, and vice versa. Like nobody's perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely nobody's perfect, but I just don't see myself after this year. I don't see myself voting anymore beyond the aspect of it because it's just there's no point. There's change. If you want people, my thing is if Americans really wanted, just speaking on America, you could take the same thing for Britain or whatever. But if Americans really want to change, they would stop, all go to Capitol Hill and just sit and protest and just stay there until the country just went into shambles because they're not getting any money up there. Nothing's changing. Guess what? You're going to deal with us now. But I doubt that will ever happen. So,
Yeah, it's like it just there's a lot of stuff in the Bible, man. I'm not trying to put religion on anybody, but a lot of prophecy that's happening, a lot of prophecy. But yeah, it's crazy, like how things are changing all over the
mhm,
world, and I'm
mhm.
like, man, like yeah, we all see it.
Well, I mean, it's like so it could be you could sort of bring up like the Nostradamus stuff too, right? Like
Yeah.
whatever, because I would always see that on like the History Channel where they just have Nostradamus stuff. I'm like, okay, all right, if you say so.
I, hey man, I don't know if he was Christian or not, but man, he could probably be a prophet. You know what I mean? Like he could predict stuff.
Well,
Who
my thing is
knows?
that the predictions themselves are just vague enough that you could take almost anything to them, and and just like, oh, it means the two things, whatever, and just like, oh, it meant that, but it could have meant something completely else. It's like you don't really know if something is left as vague enough for you to have to fill in the blanks. I'd question it. I really would question it, because I would think if someone, I mean, you'd only be able to describe it in your words of now, sure, we can go there, but I still would be like, it's so vague, I can't even. you would assume that would be the sign for whatever, right? Like if there's drama stuff, but it's just one of those things. Um, but yeah, I'm not too much big into that. I mean, you've had people telling the end. We have like the national choir or whatever telling the end of the world like every year. So it's like, whatever. There's a national choir over here. It's like, oh, it's gonna end tomorrow. It's like,
Yeah, wasn't it supposed to end like the last time the eclipse happened? I
yeah,
remember it was like who was it? I think it was Benny. Is it Benny him? He's like a past, like a Christian pastor or whatever. They
yeah,
were like, oh, the winter world's happening in the solar eclipse, and I was like, somebody asked me, they're like, hey, you think the world's gonna end? I'm like, I don't know. If it ends, it ends. If not, we'll see. I
yeah,
ain't tripping about it. And he was like, they were like, okay, we'll see it. I was like, yeah. And then it didn't happen. I was like, hey man, it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
yeah.
And I was just clowning on them.
Yeah, it's sort of like those people you see with the signs the world is ending, whatever. I'm just like, no,
It's
because
ending, but slowly, slowly. That's just me though.
it can feel like that. We'll see when the time comes, because you won't know until it happens. So that's
Oh
how it
yeah.
goes. But all right, so we're coming up on 2 hours. I think it's good enough, especially since Rumble Studios is being a crapshoot. So, anyway, thank you guys for all being here. I know we could have gone on longer, but because of Rumble Studios issue, I don't want to keep it up any longer, and because I have tomorrow, I have to get ready for as well. So, because I have somebody on at, hold on, I better check my calendar, because I do have someone after my PIF stream. Okay, so before we go though, Kaiju, top of the hour. If you would like to promote yourself, go ahead and do it, sir, and do my stuff, and then we'll end out from there.
Yeah, yeah. Again, awesome. Thank you. Again,
Mhm.
my name is Kaiju. I do PC and mobile games.
Mhm.
Um, my handles are Project Kaiju on Rumble, Uwu Kaiju Uwu on Twitch. Um, I do. I know. Yeah, the chicks love it. The guys, not so much. I will
That's what
say
you
that.
really want. You
Oh
want all the
yeah,
chick size.
yeah. Especially when they say "Uwu," and I'm like, yes, say my name again.
You gotta do it higher.
Uwu. There
There
we
you
go.
go. Gotta get high.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'm on X/Twitter. I
Mhm.
do have a Discord at Rumble. All the links are down below. But
Mhm.
yeah, go ahead and check me out. Go ahead and follow me. All that good stuff. Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to a couple of my friends. Is that okay?
Go for it.
Yeah. Quick shout out to Silver Salinas, Elisios, Gwenart. They're amazing people. Onyx, Madame Niku, and Matrix. They're
Mhm.
awesome, amazing people. Most of them are on Twitch. Some of them do have Rumble, but they just have it just to follow me and talk to me on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also one of my really good friends. His name is A.
Eh.
Amazing person.
Mhm.
Yeah, we say some wild stuff, but yeah, I don't want to leak our Discord chat.
Yeah. There you
But
go.
yeah, he's amazing. But yeah, all the supporters, I love him. I love you guys. So yes, pretty much it. Thank you again, Dara
There.
for
Yeah.
letting
There.
me on
You're
here.
fine. Yeah. No, you're
Yeah,
fine. You're always don't. You're always welcome back. I try always keep that in mind for other, when people come on here, because, of course, the more people I add, the more difficult it becomes to bring people back. But at the end of the day, my point is to reach out to others, to have others on, to have different perspectives of the world or whatever, and just have a conversation, because I didn't see it in other content creators. They always kept in their circle, they always kept to their hierarchy or whatever you want to call it, and there's
mhm.
some understandable reason like trust or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's right. uh, I can have, if I had a million people, right, if I had a million people on, I'd have content for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure. Cyber Mario and Geek and it's
yeah,
Steph on YouTube. I'm mostly everywhere, man. Like to be honest, like I know people from YouTube, Twitch, and
yeah,
Rumble. So yeah.
yeah. I think this will still work. Yep, this will still work. All right, so now we have done you, good sir.
Mhm.
Everyone in the chat still watching, whatever. If your friend or a person or somebody who likes to just dalliance on the lines. But but I stream to both YouTube and Rumble at Daramouthe, so either one's fine. I also have a fan account at Veramoose at TwitterX, right over here. I have an email right here at crazy6@protonmail.com. I also have a Discord at Daramoose, which I just use mainly for emails. So if you want to get a hold of me to have the same opportunity like Kaiju, go to any of those three. Any of those three, doesn't matter, just any of those three. Or if you don't want to even do any of that, leave a comment on either YouTube or Rumble and we can get started. I open this door to just about anyone. Cyber Mario, Troy, Bad Nurse, Abed, what was her name? Sonia. All of you have the same opportunity like Kaiju to come on here if you want. Just go to any of those places, say I would like to do so, and boom, we can get started. Right now, me, it's sort of full. I'm still waiting to back from a few people. I'm gonna have to bother them next week to like, what's a date? What can we get going? Because some of them are still kind of like, I don't have a date for you. I just, time's not there yet, and that's fine. We're not there yet. But for me, it's like, got to get it locked in because that way they know ahead of time, and I know ahead of time if something changes. It's not like a surprise at the end. It's not like surprise. But anyway, um, but yeah. So I like having conversations with others, whether you're a creator or not. It does not matter whether you think you aren't well enough or anxiety ridden or whatever. It doesn't matter. We can have a conversation just about anything. You saw us go from Godzilla to talking about electric vehicles. So it's like we can go wherever. It doesn't matter. But we're having fun along the way with it. And just I know I had tech issues. It's not my fault, but we deal with it and we go on and we have fun. And I appreciate you all being here. Um, Again, any of those places you can contact me at, and we can get started. Godzilla running on hydrofuel. That's right, Godzilla. It's like that song. Uh, what was it? Who was it by? Who sang that song? Godzilla.
Eminem.
No, well, I can't remember the name of the band, but it was like, "Don't you know, go go Godzilla," and all that stuff. It's an old song,
Uh,
but you can look it up. But anyway, guys, I do thank you all for being here, and again, I do apologize for all the tech stuff. I mean, I know it's not my fault, but we're still here, we're still live, we're still having fun. Hopefully tomorrow it won't be an issue. I hope. I hope. But anyway, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, I do my PIF stream. Pay it forward. So what it is it's a pay it forward stream. That's what PIF stand for. On Rumble only because I don't have a lot of funds. I go to the live stream section of Rumble. I go to many different creators in there. Now there are a lot of 24/7 ones. I try not to interact with those or just music ones. But in it I go around to different creators. Some I know, some I don't, and I give some likes, I give some money, and I just go from there. And I give without some notice the chat, some don't. That's fine. That's totally fine. It doesn't matter. PIF is about paying it forward, means giving without expectation, like donation, right? You give without thinking they'll ever read it. So that's what I do on Friday at 8 p.m. though, which is going to be after the fact. At 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to have on someone who's what was it? Sand King. Sand King is was connected to Squall Rush. So through Squall Rush, I met Sand King. Sand King's gonna be on at 8 p.m. Eastern, and of course, I'm gonna have someone on Saturday, but we'll do that once I get to Friday. So anyway, guys, I thank you all for being here despite the problems. Kaiju, you are welcome back. That's the one, Bad Nurse, the Go Go Godzilla one. But anyway, thank you, Kaiju, for being on. You are always welcome back, as I've said to everyone else who's been on. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'm gonna try to play out a video and maybe end out. We'll see. But the ending, I'm gonna play a outro. So Kaiju, if you want to stay after or not, it's up to you. But make sure you're muted like before. Gonna play a video. Hope it goes through. If it doesn't, well then it's just gonna be an abrupt ending. Either way. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all. I hope to see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a wonderful day. All right. Wrong one, wrong one. All right, here we go.
Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so this is gonna be the fun part. This is a little extra, just because, just because of the issues we've been having. So, gosh, dang it, review. I'm sorry, Kaiju, but I'm gonna have to exit out of the stream. Um, but thank you for being here, dude. I really appreciate it, and thank you all for being here as well. It's been fun. See you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thank you again, Kaiju.
No problem. Thank you for having me on. I enjoyed it. Had fun.
Me too, man. And you again, like I said, you're always welcome back on. Especially you, all in chat. You're all welcome to come on anytime you want. Just let me know. All right.